Well, hello. This is Ron Siver, former owner of Ron's Hunting Supply Incorporated. I have since retired, closed my business down, and it'll be 2 years this December 31st. I'm actually in the basement where my shop was and setting up this podcast. We're going to do a daily podcast, and I'm sure some of you have already seen it, reading the Bible in a year with Ron. We try to do that every day. But this is a different podcast type, YouTube. Probably going to be on YouTube only, because I know Facebook is not a fan of our Second Amendment rights. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about, on this particular portion of my podcast, maybe once a week, maybe more if I have other things to discuss. And it won't be just about the Second Amendment rights. It may be about other things, camping, hunting, fishing. We did one with my Jeep, tied it in. But just want to get back to maybe showing a firearm like I used to do in the store every morning. Now, I don't have the inventory like I used to have, but I have a safe and I have some things that I can show. And today I'm going to show you something that I carry. And I really enjoy it. And I've always carried this particular model, type, caliber, ever since my Army days as a military police officer. As a military police officer in the late 80s, early 90s, I carried a Colt 1911 45 ACP. That was our duty sidearm. Once I got out of the service, I just thought, why else would I carry anything else other than that particular model, caliber, frame, model, 1911. So when I first got out, I found a Colt 1911. And this what I'm telling you today is just my experience. Yes, I qualified with a Colt 1911 in the military, and I shot my own Colt 1911 government model in the civilian world as my concealed carry weapon. Until the day came when a friend of mine purchased the Ruger SR1911. And we had a church safety team day at the range. And then a bunch of us on the team went to a local range, and for those that don't fire much, they familiarize themselves, and those that fire regularly just fine-tune technique for them. Shot groups, bring them tight together, and just had a good afternoon at the range. So at the end, when I got done firing my Colt 1911 45 ACP, friend of mine said, "Hey, I just bought this Ruger SR1911, and I've got a magazine in it, and I'm done firing it. Go over and pick it up and fire it." Now, I had never handled one of these. I've never fired one of these. So I was all new to it. And I went over there, and I grabbed it, and I fired 7 rounds with a shot group that was super, super tight, even better than the shot group of my Colt that I had been firing for years. So, it was eating at me, and I bought one. I found one, and it was during COVID. It was hard to find, you couldn't find this, you couldn't find that, and finally I got inventory back in the store with the Ruger SR1911 models and 4 1/4 barrels and 5-inch barrels. And I always had the 5-inch barrel Colt, so I want to try something a little bit smaller. And I bought and kept, as well as sold, about 4 or 5 others from inventory, and kept one for myself. Fired it. Dead on. Nothing changed. It was just like the one that I fired from my friend at the firing range. It was just dead on. I was in half of a business card size shot group with a magazine full of rounds. So what I did was I'm not a collector. So I put the Colt up for sale, and it's a Colt. And I priced it right, and a customer friend of mine took it home. I've had the Ruger SR1911 ever since. It's got to be going on 4 or 5 years now. And I carry it every day. Weight, size, it's never bothered me because that's all I've ever carried. So I am not as proficient with breakdown and reassembly than I used to be in the military when we did it with lights out, eyes closed, blindfolded, whatever you wanted to do in a certain time frame, making the firearm safe, unloading, breaking down, wiping down, cleaning, reassembling, function check, and then reloading to carry. I'm going to attempt to do that today. Go easy on me because, like I said, I'm rusty. But we are going to do exactly that here in the next couple minutes. This is the Ruger SR1911 4 1/4 inch barrel. Stainless. This is a beautiful piece. Safe. Safe. Again, do not crucify me because of speed and steps that I have forgotten. And I know there are some perfectionists that may be watching this someday, watching it, and can do it much faster these days than I can. Right? But there was a day when I could do this with my eyes closed. With my eyes closed or the lights out, like we had to do, and we loved to do. Because it was a challenge. It was fun back in our 20s. So what we're going to do is just run the bore. And this is, my firearms are always clean. I'm just going through the steps that I normally do. And I got, these are really good. I used to sell these in the store. It's called the Gun and Reel Silicone Cloth. So it's silicone, and it's something that I use for cleaning and for wiping down. Now, if it really needs some serious cleaning, I use Rem oil, or I also use a product that I used to sell that I really believe in called Ballistol. Good stuff. Look it up. So right now we're just gonna wipe down these parts. And like I said, I've already cleaned it. Pipe cleaners and the whole deal. We've used pipe cleaners and we've used Q-tips. But this silicone cloth is really nice. Really, really nice. And obviously the challenge is always the reassembly to get that proper functions check. Sometimes it goes right, and sometimes I gotta redo it. As you know, if you've dealt with the 1911, the toughest part of it is aligning the pin with the inner barrel. If it doesn't get through the hole and it doesn't lock in, your slide does not become locked. So that's always an issue. I always carry full magazine and one locked and loaded. That's just the way it is. So, we will put her back together. Get ourselves a functions check. We'll do that later. Whoops. See what I mean? Out of practice. Out of practice. Because I don't have a squad leader or platoon sergeant on me to practice every day, right? But this is the weapon of choice for me, seeing I was trained on it, taught about it at a very young age. seriously taught. And if there's any 95 Bravos, I don't know what the MOS is now, 30 series something, but I was a 95 Bravo military police officer. And very good. Functions check, safe. And beautiful. So what I do next, and I'll do that after the video's over, is I load my magazine, I rack one in, put it on safe, take my magazine out, put another round in my, because I'm using basically 7-round magazines. I do have 8-round magazines, but I'm using a standard 7-round magazine. And then I keep one racked in, and I'll load my magazine back in, and I'll have 7 in one. So a lot of 45 ACP 1911 enthusiasts out there, I think they're still the best firearm, in my opinion. And we won't even get into a debate with the other types, manufacturers, makes, and models that are similar that came about from the 1911. Because in truth, we all know that that's where slide action semi-automatic pistols came from. Anyway, if you like this video, it's going to be short and sweet. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, Ron Siver. Share it. Keep your comments positive. I'm not going to deal with negative aspects of life. Just don't have time for that. And if you have any ideas or you'd like to see more of this, just comment. Or you can email me at Ron, R-O-N, Siver, S-I-V-E-R, @gmail.com. And also just let me know if there are any other local podcasts going on that doing the same thing. All right? So anyway, I'm going to let you go. Let me know what you think. And we'll talk to you more next time. Have a blessed day.